It's important that you respect the barbell. And today, I'll tell you a little story about myself. I hurt myself today, and it was quite frustrating. I was supposed to do heavy squats. I was hoping to do belted squats. I haven't done belt squats in a while using a weightlifting belt. And I was actually hoping to do 345 for 3 sets of 6. So I was working up my way up to some singles just to get my central nervous system going. And this is what happened. I did 315. I did 255. Felt pretty easy. Did 285. Felt kind of heavy, but I got it. It was heavy at the bottom, as the lift is supposed to be, but didn't feel like a struggle at all. Then I did 315. It didn't feel heavy at all, but then I felt something in my hip. Then I put 10 more pounds on each side. 335 for a single. Might have been 325, but I did another one. And every time I bent down to pick up to adjust the weight, I'd feel my hip, I'd feel my back. And that means I fucking snapped some shit up. It was, I pulled my psoas, my hip flexor. You're familiar with that. That's the muscle that attaches to the lumbar spine. I injured my left side. And what this video is actually about is about respecting the barbell. I did not respect it. I'm like, you know, in my head, sometimes I want to say, this is my bitch. I'm going to fucking own it. I'm going to destroy it. But today, it owned me because I was careless. And this is something that I think you can learn from my mistake and that I want to share with you, because I think no matter how strong we are or how strong we've become, it can be sometimes very easy to be careless. Like, one of the bad things, I know this instinctively, and I know this already, but I have a mistake about doing this, is that I will think in my head, the weight is light, the weight is light, the weight is light. And even though that might help you get the weight up, it might be the wrong kind of signal. In my head, it's wrong, because it means you don't prepare your body to lift the weight like it is heavy. It's more like, it is heavy, but prepare yourself like it is heavy, and that's the way you should approach it. And it's the way that I should have approached it, because later that day, when I tried to, basically, I had to stop my workout session, which is frustrating, and I had to work on moving my hips around, because my freaking psoas was fucked up. When I leaned down, it would hurt. It's pain. It actually kind of bothers me right now. Standing, it doesn't bother me, but when I flex at the spine, it bothers me. And how do I know it's my psoas? Because it just is. I have done some. I'm going to make another video about kind of how I fixed it, or how I'm kind of rehabbing it so that I can lift heavy tomorrow or Friday. Because today I'm making this video. It's Wednesday evening. And what I mean by that is respecting the barbell, respecting how heavy the weight is, and really attacking the weight. Of course, being aggressive, like I heard Omar Isuf was talking about, a quote from Jeremy Hamilton, great powerlifter. And what I learned, or what the thing I want to share with you, is that not staying tight enough. I know you've probably heard this a lot, many times in the past, that you need to stay tight in the abs. You got to stay tight in the core, you know. And if you're not tight enough, everybody, you've heard this, you know this. But guess what happened? I was not tight enough. I was tight, but not tight enough. I could have created more pressure in my abdomen against the belt. And that's what was my biggest mistake. I used the belt almost like a crutch. Like, because I have the belt on, I don't have to be as tight as I need to be. And that's kind of a mistake. I think what you should do when you lift weights, especially when you are going for a heavy set, is that you need to be able to set yourself up to a point where you're treating 135 pounds like it's 315. And I don't know whether you agree or disagree with this philosophy, but I think it's a really good way to make sure that you don't get injured, like I did. And also make sure that you're setting up your sets like you're supposed to every single time. Whether it's 100 pounds, 135 pounds on the bar with a plate on each side, or if it's 550 pounds. And this kind of reminds me of something I heard in the Powercast with, I think, Ed Cohn. Ed Cohn and Mark Bell, they were talking. And the one thing they talked about with Ed Cohn was that Ed Cohn is very methodical. I think that's what Mark Bell said, maybe after he got off the call, was Ed Cohn is very methodical about his lifts. He sets up the same way every single time. He squats the same way every single time, whether he's squatting 135 pounds or 800 pounds or whatever weight he's ever lifted, it's the same. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I can share with you in this video, because it's a big mistake that I made today, and I don't want you to make this mistake, especially if you're in powerlifting and you want to get stronger, is that you need to be consistent with your setup. And I know this already, I know this, but sometimes you're careless. And guess what? I was careless today. And now I'm paying the price. I had to basically stall my workout session today. I'm basically 38 days out from my meet, and I'm kind of nervous because I'm like, fuck, I haven't been able to really do some belted squatting, and I need to really learn that kind of workout pattern again because I haven't been used to it. So luckily I'm feeling better today. I'm feeling all right. But I want to let you know is that, be consistent with the way you set up. Make sure that you're treating the weight as it's supposed to be treated. If you're going to know, if you know you're going to do, a 405 for that day, treat every single repetition like it's 405. If you know you're going to hit, 300 that day, treat it like it's 300 pounds. Make sure you set yourself up in such a way so that everything is dialed in, so that your body, your muscles, your core, everything can give it your all. But that's what I got for this video. Thanks for watching.